Welcome to it, guys. This is my NXT TakeOver Brooklyn review. What an amazing event. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys got the chance to watch it. Those of you who went to Brooklyn and were there live in person, I hope you had a blast. If possible, maybe I could hear from you guys. You can let me know the experience that you guys must have had. How was it being there in person? Who did you meet? Who did you greet? Maybe any pictures taken or anything. What happened? So, if any of you guys got the chance to go there, Brooklyn, and were there for SummerSlam as well, because today is Monday, and I only got the chance to watch Brooklyn yesterday, Sunday. So, if I could hear from you guys on Twitter, you can catch me at Allen C. Dos. That's ALLENCEEDOS. Or in the comment section, you can just let me know what went down. Because I had fun, I had a blast, I had high hopes for this event. Because there's always that worry, like I'd said, that SummerSlam, as much as they're hyping it, they might let people down. It might not have the same energy that TakeOver Brooklyn had, because from the very first match right up to the main event, it was on hype throughout. The crowd was there. They were, in tune. They were invested, and it kept every match that was there on point. You could feel it, and as someone watching, I was there as well. Thanks to the crowd, and the matches were epic as well. So the whole event was well done. It was impressive. I enjoyed it. A step up from Unstoppable, because with this event, there's not really any match I can complain about. All the matches were fantastic. I enjoyed them, and I haven't experienced this since Ring of Honor's previous pay-per-view, Death Before Dishonor. All the matches I enjoyed, nothing bad about them. So I hope SummerSlam was just as good or better, because after watching Brooklyn, I was like, man, SummerSlam, I hope you bring it to on Sunday, because this is wrestling. I mean, wow. So this is just my review of the TakeOver Brooklyn. Just break down the matches that happened, and one of the big announcements that they made was the Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament, which will be starting in 2 weeks' time, leading up to the next TakeOver special, which will be in October. And Triple H making an announcement about NXT going overseas to the UK. So my guess is that's going to be TakeOver London, TakeOver UK, and I just thrown up a main event match. Just a thought, but maybe Finn Balor defends the NXT Championship against Neville. I know he's on the main roster, but just a thought, since they're in England, his home country, and Ireland is just next door, so your NXT champion is Irish, so Neville, British guy, why not? Just a once-off match, just for the crowd. Just a thought. So what went down at Brooklyn? I mean, from the very first match, Tyler Breeze versus Jushin Thunder Liger. That, although maybe many people might have thought it would be just a quick exhibition match and nothing much, just seeing the legend Jushin Thunder Liger being put over by Tyler Breeze, but both of these guys, they put everything they've got into this match. We got Tyler Breeze getting a chance to shine, with Jushin Thunder Liger getting a chance to shine. So overall, this match was cool. Great way to start the show. And I read it was a report on PW Torch. I think one of the contributors for the PW Torch, he had his report on the event, and he mentioned that before Brooklyn TakeOver, they had done some tapings. So I would assume those tapings were for the upcoming NXT episode. If it was, it would explain why the crowd um, wasn't chanting. Maybe how are you doing? I was worried that they would start chanting that because maybe because Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy are not on the TakeOver event. So I thought, okay, the crowd might get a little hot about that and might start chanting. But if they got to see them before at least they got to see them during those tapings. So I guess that was cool. So I'm looking forward to this week's episode of NXT. They'll be in the Barclays Center as well. I wonder if SmackDown will be done at the Barclays Center as well. Raw will be there definitely, but I'm wondering what happens for SmackDown. Looking forward to NXT. But with this first match, Liger versus Breeze, Breeze's entrance, always an epic entrance with the models. That was cool. And I mean, the fact that they were in such a big arena, it made the entrances that much more epic. Especially I'll get to Finn Balor's entrance, but with Tyler Breeze's entrance, that was cool with the big screen and everything. Everything just felt bigger and better. So his entrance, I give him props for that. They allow him to have these entrances during the specials, and hope they continue with that and they get better and better. And even if he moves up to the main roster, just a thought, but how about his debut being an entrance like that? You have models showing up and then he pops up during his debut. I think that would be cool. If it's on Monday Night Raw, imagine live TV, Tyler Breeze shows up, the models come out, and then Tyler Breeze pops up. I mean, that would be cool. So I'm hoping for that during his debut. His match with Liger, back and forth action, both of them got the chance to shine. I really liked Liger getting into Tyler's head. There was a point where he took the selfie stick and he was posing with the phone. He got on the rope and he did the Tyler Breeze pose on the top rope. That was awesome. And Tyler Breeze, of course, he didn't no stop in momentum from him. He brought everything into it against this legend, bringing out Ligers to step up as well. And they gave it everything they've got. Back and forth ended with the running Liger bomb from the legend. 1, 2, 3. He got the win over Tyler Breeze. It doesn't hurt him at all. He had a blast. The fans were in it, and the crowd, they cheered for him. They cheered for Liger as well. So it shouldn't hurt him at all. Gave the event some much needed energy, and it kicked off pretty well. We had appearances. We had the Click. There was Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman was there, X-Pac. There was Ric Flair. There was Sergeant Slaughter. There was Kana. Kana, I don't really know, but I'm assuming she's a former WWE superstar legend from back then. The Tough Enough Final Four were there, although the response they got wasn't really positive. It was more like they were being booed for being there. So, yeah, I guess despite being there, probably they shouldn't have been there. But anyway, Team Bad was there, Tamina and Naomi. Seth Rollins was there, being the very first NXT champion. He was there. He was cool with the Never Shut Up t-shirt. That was awesome. Then we had the tag team titles on the line. The Vaudevillains versus the champions Blake and Murphy with Alexa Bliss. Now, this was a point where I felt the crowd kind of spoiled the surprise, although maybe someone could have figured it out because of the ring gear that the Vaudevillains had. They were in blue, so I think immediately when you think of which lady are they going to have on their team to take care of Alexa Bliss, you'd immediately think blue pants because of the blue ring gear. So yeah, you could think that way, but I just felt the crowd kind of spoiled the surprise. They probably knew, so of course blue pants popped up and the crowd was hot for her. She got a big response, and I'm glad to see that she gets gets a big spot, and they make something out of her, make her a big deal, because I guess she was just one of those uh, women in the NXT roster who was just there to job for the women who are moving up in the ranks in NXT. But now she's with the Vaudevillains. Perhaps they've got something planned, something big planned for her with the Vaudevillains. So I hope to see more of Blue Pants, and I think it should be an exciting feud. Her and Alexa Bliss. We can hope to see some singles action between them, and we can have the tag team guys. They continue with their tag team feuds, and I wonder how this Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament is going to go. Will the Vaudevillains be part of that tournament and um, get to the final against the number one contenders, the what do I say, the runner-up team in that tournament, or will the Vaudevillains be out of the tournament and all the other teams will be competing, and then the winning team face the Vaudevillains at that TakeOver special in October? Curious to see. Regal made the announcement for this tournament, and he calls it a star-studded event. So I wonder which teams they'll have. Will they have some teams from the main roster as well, the mid-card guys? I think that would be cool. Maybe seeing the Lucha Dragons, the Ascension, Los Matadores, New Day, even as part of this tournament. So if they're gonna include everyone from the main roster as well, taking on the NXT teams, I think that would make that tournament that much more special, because it's no longer just excluded to the NXT tag team. Have the main roster tag teams as part of it as well. Make it big, you know, make it more epic. So I'm looking forward to that. This tag team match for the NXT tag titles was back and forth. We got the tag team champions as well, bring in everything. They've got the challengers as well. They brought everything. More from the Vaudevillains than we usually see. You know, I think maybe because when they compete, they don't really get enough time. But when you give them time to shine and bring everything they've got, they wow the crowd. They surprise you. One of my favorite moves was, I think it was a high angle senton, as Rich called it, from Aiden English. The champions were looking to hit a double top rope superplex on Aiden English, yes. And then Simon Gotch came in. He brought the tag team champions down, and then Aiden English from the top rope came down. I think it was on, was it Blake or Murphy? One of the two. He came down with that high angle senton, and that could have been a big win. And when he didn't get the pin on that one, the crowd was, I mean, they were really hoping for a pin on after that move, and that was cool. I really enjoyed that. And there were moments where there was some miscommunication between the tag champs, and I think that's what cost them now, because they were now getting sloppy, and the Vaudevillains, they took advantage of that. Alexa Bliss would get involved. Blue Pants took care of her, and in the end, the Vaudevillains, they got the win. I think that's the name of their move, Whirling Dervish. Hope I got it right. That move got them the win, and we've got your new NXT Tag Team Champions, the Vaudevillains. Now, I'm sure there were a lot of people who felt Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy should have been the ones to defeat Blake and Murphy there in Brooklyn, but I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm thinking now that they've got Blue Pants, the VOD villains. They can go on to face Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy on even ground because you can have Blue Pants taking on Carmella. Then the tag teams, they can square it off on their own. So I guess that was setting up for them, and maybe Colin Cassidy and uh, Big Cass, they'll defeat the VOD villains in October. Or better yet, how about having them defeat the VOD villains in London in December, ending the year with new tag team champions? That's just a thought, maybe, because I really think that special in London will be. I hope it will be bigger and better than TakeOver Brooklyn. That's the event I've got my eyes on. I've got eyes on the October TakeOver, but the London event in December, yeah, eyes should be on that one. Looking forward to that. So we have new tag team champions with the debut of Apollo Crews, Uha Nation, to a lot of guys outside WWE. And like I'd said in my review for NXT and the other shows from the previous week, that Ty Dillinger's 10 gimmick, I like it. I hope to see more out of it, because it's just one of those gimmicks you'd feel that if there's nothing, they might not get a chance to add more to it, and the crowd might get tired of it and might not like it. So I'm hoping to see more of it. He's really into it. The crowd are liking the 10 chant and the hand gesture as well, and they've got the signs written 10. Like when judges are giving a score, and they've got those. I like those, and I hope to see more out of him. I'm looking forward to his finisher. I hope he'll add more to his finisher, or maybe come up with something better, something that really stands out and says, yeah, that's a perfect 10 finisher. It suits him, it suits his gimmick, and he gives it a cool name as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Uha Nation, Apollo Crews popping out. I like this guy immediately, right from from the moment he shows up. He's cool. He's a high flyer. He's high energy. He's physical. Best of both worlds. And the crowd was behind him as well. They were behind Tay Dillinger, and they were behind Apollo Crews, and I like that because I thought maybe him being a new guy, and because the crowd is into the 10 gimmick, that they might just have Tay Dillinger on their side more than Apollo Crews, but they like both, and they brought everything. They've got Ty. He went to town with Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews was there, back and forth with these guys, non-stop in the momentum, and I like that. It didn't feel like, okay, this guy is debuting, so he's just going to run roughshod over Tay Dillinger. Tay Dillinger gave him a fight, so it was evenly matched. And the finish as well, the gorilla press slam and standing moonsault from Apollo Crews, that was a sweet finish. I like that. What I'm hoping to get from him, looking forward to Apollo, are his promos. I mean, already from the vignette they've been running leading up to Brooklyn when he'll debut, I think, yeah, he's got some cool promos, so I'm looking forward to them. For those of you guys who know him as Uha Nation outside WWE, if he has done some promos where he was, the promotion he was before WWE, please let me know how are his promo skills. Are they that good? I hope they're that good, because already he's giving off some good vibes, and I'm excited that he's debuted on NXT already. He gives off that aura of a future NXT champion. I hope, and even, yeah, I actually think he'll make it to the main roster sooner than most people. That's what I feel, and I hope that happens, because he'll give the main roster that extra boost of new blood, giving these guys someone else, perhaps someone who can go toe to toe with Neville or team up with Neville. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Apollo Crews' epic debut. There was also a vignette of another upcoming debut. Her name is Nia Jax. Yeah. At first, honestly, when I heard the voice, I was thinking of China, believe it or not. But yeah, I'm wondering when she'll pop up. Nia Jax. Hopefully, um, her debut won't be as dodgy as Dana Brooks. Yeah, because with Dana Brooke, when she debuted, the crowd was on her side, and then she showed that she was still a little green as far as in-ring work is concerned, and that's when the crowd turned on her, and that led to her turning heel, of course. So I'm hoping with Nia Jax, she's got experience and she's gonna bring it into the ring. Another NXT female wrestler to look forward to, Nia Jax. Okay, then we had Samoa Joe versus Baron Corbin, one of the matches people were looking forward to. I was looking forward to this match. With Baron Corbin, the last two big matches I've seen him in, against Rhino and against Bull Dempsey. I think it was a no disqualification match. Yeah, the Bull Dempsey match, yeah, it felt botchy. You know what I mean? It just felt like they had miscues in their moves here and there. And with the Rhino match, I guess I'd say we didn't really get much from Baron Corbin. Possibly, I'd say, because he was with Rhino, and maybe it was more physical, and we didn't really get a lot out of them. It was just high spot after high spot. But with this match against Samoa Joe, we got Baron Corbin stepping out of his zone of usual moves, and we saw him using new stuff, trying to take down Samoa Joe, and I think that's how it should be. Now, the evolution of Baron Corbin with new opponents, he starts adding, like what's happening with John Cena. With each new good opponent he's got, he starts adding new moves to his moveset, starts adapting based on the opponent he's facing each time. So I hope that's what is going to happen with Baron Corbin if this feud with Samoa Joe continues. I hope it does. We get a victory from Baron over Samoa, then at least have something to build up the feud, and maybe they can have a final showdown at that TakeOver special in October, or even the one in UK in December. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match better than the last two matches I saw against Rhino, against Bull Dempsey. He brought new moves against Samoa Joe. Physical contest, I'd say. This was epic, and I hope to see more from these guys. Really, I do. From Samoa Joe, no complaints whatsoever. He brought everything he's got. He made Corbin work, and there was this one move that Corbin hit on Samoa Joe. It was how do you call it? Like he swung Joe around and then laid him down like he was hitting a rock bottom, so to speak. I don't have the name of that, but that move was cool. I really enjoyed that. And Samoa Joe, he got the win with the Coquina Clutch. There was a time when he was looking to hit the Muscle Buster, of course, but Baron countered that. So we had Samoa Joe getting the victory over Corbin here. What will be the response from Corbin? What does he have to say about his loss to Samoa Joe? What happens for going forward in their feud? Hoping to see more. Then we had the first of two main events, the NXT Women's Championship match. I enjoyed Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch at TakeOver Unstoppable. That was my favorite match of from that event. Believe it or not, because you'd wonder, wow, when you think of divas matches in the main roster, and you're like, your favorite match was a match featuring female wrestlers, really, and that just goes to show you how far the women on NXT are ahead of the main roster divas. They give you a match. It's not a fight between two women. It's a wrestling match, and that's what I got from Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. That's what I got from this match, Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Bayley, I liked the wristbands. I'd say she had polka dot wristbands in honor of Dusty Rhodes. That was nice. I really liked that. Sasha Banks' entrance with the security, these four big dudes, and she rode into the arena. I didn't get the name of the car she came in, but the security, that was cool. I liked that. And yeah, this match, honestly, Sasha Banks as a heel, yeah, this was her step up. This one I enjoyed. And for those who watched last week's episode of NXT, that promo exchange they had during the contract signing, one of the best promo exchanges I've seen between two female wrestlers in the WWE so far. That was pretty cool. I mean, Sasha as a heel, promo-wise, she's awesome. Bayley being the underdog, promo-wise, she brought it. And in this match, despite the overwhelming advantage that Sasha Banks had over her, she didn't give up. She kept fighting back, especially after Sasha Banks, she unwrapped Bayley's injured hand that she injured, and then she wedged it between the ring apron and the steel steps, and she kicked the steel steps. I mean, that was nasty. The crowd was, I mean, they were shocked. Even the commentary as well, they called it properly. That was added more drama to that. That was cool. So you'd think that Bayley doesn't stand a chance now, because Sasha Banks has found that weakness. She's going to exploit it and use everything in her power to keep Bayley down, thanks to that injured hand that's been exposed now. One of the big spots that really looked bad, I mean, honestly, it looked very, I mean, I wonder if Bayley wasn't seriously injured from that, but there was this spot where I think she was looking to hit Bayley to belly, or belly to Bayley, I forget the name, from the top rope, right? And I think she then turned it into looking for a Hurricane Runner, but Sasha Banks pushed her off, and Bayley landed, I think, on her left or right shoulder, one of those. I mean, yeah, even the sound of her landing on the ring, honestly, it just felt like she must have broken something, whatever. But it looked really nasty. But she continued to fight in this match. There was a time when Sasha would lock in the bank statement on Bayley, and she would stomp on that injured hand, adding more injury to that hand as Bayley was trying to reach for the bottom rope. She was crawling. She couldn't reach the rope. Then instead, she reversed the bank statement. The crowd reaction to that reversal was cool. I liked that. She reversed it, and she locked in her version of the bank statement on Sasha Banks. Honestly, I thought, man, Sasha might tap out to this. It looked that good. The crowd was behind it, and that was awesome. The end to that match. Now, finish. Bailey with the reverse Hurricane Runner, top turnbuckle, bringing down the champion. Then she went for the Bailey to belly, finishing off 1, 2, 3, becoming the new NXT Women's Champion. Now, I'd hoped for this, and this is what we got. We got a new champion. Emotional ending to that match. We had Becky Lynch coming in, with Charlotte coming in, Sasha Banks also. It doesn't matter if she was a heel in this match. At the end of the day, these ladies came in, they put on a show, and the crowd was behind it. And honestly, you couldn't help but let them have that moment, as they're called the four horsewomen of NXT, and rightly so. These three, Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte, they've moved up to the main roster. Bailey is now the champion, left to carry forth, maybe lead the NXT women's division. And I hope that soon she'll also be called up to the main roster. Yeah, maybe at the beginning of next year. That would be cool. Starting the year off with all four NXT women on the main roster. Now, I wonder, will Bailey pop up on the main roster with that NXT championship? Really, because I think that's the one thing I'm really concerned about, because Sasha Banks, no championship. But if Bailey pops up on Raw with that championship, what does that say about Sasha Banks? Who backstage didn't feel comfortable about Sasha Banks popping up with her championship title, yet they acknowledge her as the NXT Women's Champion? You know. But if Bailey doesn't pop up with the championship, then I'll be like, okay, but really, you should have at least have her drop the championship first, then move her up to main roster. If you don't want her to pop up with the championship title, it doesn't make sense. But I'm happy Bailey is the new NXT Women's Champion. I guess it's a nod, or I wouldn't say a nod, but considering that in our universe mode, Bailey is the WWE Women's Champion, and here we have her being the NXT Women's Champion. So I'm really happy about that. I'm hoping to see what they've got for Bailey, who is going to step up and face her. Maybe her first championship. Okay, I guess the rematch would be at the next TakeOver, I guess, or maybe on these one of these NXT episodes leading up to TakeOver in October. There has to be a match against Emma. That's one I'm looking forward to. Bailey defending the title against Emma. Maybe it will be in December. Maybe it will be at the TakeOver event in October. Hope so. That's another rivalry. Right off the bat, that's a rivalry that Bailey can go for against Emma. Championship on the line. Then we go to our main event, the second main event, that ladder match for the NXT Championship. Wow, now, as you'd expect, they did mention that Kevin Owens has experience in ladder matches, and I guess without being explicit about it, they must have been referring to matches from Ring of Honor. There was a video I found on YouTube from 2012. Kevin Steen versus El Generico, or Sami Zayn, to those who don't know. It's a 9-minute video. I'll put the link in the description for you guys to check out, because when you watch the ladder match against Finn Balor, then watch this match between him and El Generico, you'd wonder, will we get we probably won't get ladder matches like this in the WWE. We probably won't, because this ladder match, honestly, they took each other to the limit, and they did things with those ladders that it got the crowd chanting, "Please don't die." That's how high stakes their spots with the ladders were. So I'll put the link to that video in the description below for you guys to check out, because that was, I think, one of the best ladder matches I've seen in a long time. El Generico versus Kevin Steen. It was for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Kevin Steen was the champion then. But wow. So please check out that video. But for the TakeOver Brooklyn main event against Finn Balor, they said he doesn't have experience with being in a ladder match, so I guess this would be a first for him. But even though it being a first for him, he seemed pretty comfortable being in this type of match. He didn't feel like he was completely green. He doesn't know what to do. He might not get his spots right or everything. He was completely comfortable in this environment. He brought everything against Kevin Steen. There were a lot of cool spots. One of them, classic, I wouldn't say classic, but this was cool heel Kevin Owens. Cool as a heel, right? Finn Balor was leaning against the ring apron. He was holding on to a ladder that Kevin Owens had set up. I think he was, it looked like he was going for a big move. Maybe he was going to run up the ladder and maybe drop kick Finn Balor. I don't know. So he set up that ladder, Finn Balor holding it, leaning against the ring apron. Kevin Owens backs up, looking like he's going to run for Finn Balor. He runs, he slows down, and then he comes in quick, close with, I think it was a forearm. And I think the crowd, they loved that, because they were like, okay, he's backing up. He's going to come running to Finn Balor. What is he going to do? He comes running. He slows down, comes round the ladder, and he hits Finn Balor with a forearm, just like that. And the crowd, they really liked that. That was cool. Not giving the crowd what they were hoping for. That was a heel move, but the crowd, they liked that. So that was awesome. There was a point where they were chanting the Olay chant for Sami Zayn, and I thought, okay, Sami Zayn isn't there. Come on, guys, don't spoil the mood for this match. But Kevin Owens, he quickly arrested that, making fun of Sami Zayn, acting like his shoulder was broken, just to remind them that he's the guy who took out Sami Zayn. So that quickly ended that chant, and we got back into that match. So props to Kevin Owens for that. Man, epic spots. There was this point where Owens, they were fighting on top of the ladder. There was another ladder laid horizontally below, between that ladder and I think the bottom turnbuckle, near one of the corners. Owens was looking to hit that suplex usually does from the second second rope, right? Now he was looking to hit that move from the top of the ladder, dropping Finn Balor from the ladder onto that other ladder below, but it didn't work out. Finn Balor got to him, and Owens, he fell back from the top of the ladder onto that other ladder below, and his head bounced off, honestly, and he bounced off that ladder onto the ring, and man, it looked nasty. Really, it did. Honestly, I thought, okay, he might be out from that, because wow, that fall, yeah, that looked really nasty. There was talk that Finn Balor may have injured himself. He might have injured one of his legs, and that might be one of the reasons why he did the coup de grace from the top of that ladder onto Owens in the ring, and you could tell that okay, yeah, he's in pain. He might have a legit injury there, but despite that, he still sucked it up, climbed that ladder to retrieve his championship and retain the NXT title. So he's still the champion. But I must say, both main events were impressive. I enjoyed them because I was like, okay, how are they going to add more after the first main event with Sasha Banks and Bayley? That was epic. What could Finn Balor and Kevin Owens bring into? Because I think the crowd, after watching that main event, weren't really behind Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, but they slowly got back into it, and they were now into that second main event. So I stopped worrying that okay, the crowd, they don't seem to be into this match. Come on, guys, add some hype into this. You have seen an epic main event, but here's another one. So bring back that energy from that first main event into the second main event. And so Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, they brung it, and it was a great second main event for these guys. So although most people might complain that, okay, the results were pretty obvious, Finn Balor will retain, maybe about Bayley, that Bayley will become the new champion now that Sasha Banks is in the main roster. But the tag team match, yeah, that one, I wouldn't say it was predictable per se. I wouldn't. But anyway, we had new champions, new tag team champions, new NXT Women's Champion. So again, I really enjoyed that NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Great step up from TakeOver Unstoppable, where, yeah, again, my favorite match was Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. But Brooklyn, all the matches I thoroughly enjoyed. I really did. My favorite match of the evening. Wow. Favorite match. If I have to rank them, how many matches did we have there? We had two main events. We had Liger, Tay Dillinger. 6 matches, right? So if I have to rank them from number 6 going to maybe from number 1, yeah, favorite match, I would say, yeah, the women's championship match. Again, they really, really brought it. Everything was there. Drama was there. The crowd was in it. The commentary was in it. They brought everything they've got. It was back and forth. Sasha being a great heel, the underdog. Bayley being a great underdog, not giving up, being in that match and giving it to Sasha Banks. So I would say, yeah, number 1 would be that. Number 2, the Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. That was awesome. Number 3, I would say Samoa Joe versus Baron Corbin. Then number 4 would be the tag team match for the tag team titles. Number 5, Apollo Crews versus Tay Dillinger. Then number 6, Jushin Thunder Liger versus Tyler Breeze. Just ranking them, but overall I enjoyed all the matches. That is a big thumbs up to NXT. Thank you for putting up, and I hope SummerSlam stepped up. I really did. I hope Mr. McMahon and everyone in charge in WWE, they watched NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, because that was a statement to them and should let them know that they've got to step up now. The crowd have been exposed to some great, great wrestling action, and the main roster, they have to stop taking people for granted now and start giving them matches. No more nonsense. Just give them wrestling. That's all they want, you know. So that was my take on NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Again, it's Monday. It's Monday morning. Hoping to watch SummerSlam tonight. Looking forward to Ring of Honor's Field of Honor pay-per-view as well. Maybe if the website where I usually watch my wrestling stuff has it today, I'll watch it tomorrow. Maybe give a review for it. Maybe I'll see. I'll see. But SummerSlam, hope it stepped up. I hope it was a great event worth the hype that they've been giving it. And man, John Cena versus Seth Rollins, I hope there was a finish there. Doesn't matter if Ring of Honor already has a double champion. If WWE is going to bring in a double champion, what do they have to offer that separates them from what Ring of Honor has set up with Jay Lethal? He's a great double champion. Again, I'd recommend watch Death Before Dishonor and the pay-per-view before that. Best in the World. I should think so. Yeah, where Jay Lethal won the ROH World Championship. Watch that and watch Death Before Dishonor. You will not be disappointed, and you'll see why he's a great world double champion. Looking forward to seeing what else he's got. But Seth Rollins, John Cena, there has to be a finish. Even if Sheamus cashes in, let there be a finish. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so if I get to watch SummerSlam tonight, I'll have a review for it tomorrow. And Universe Mode continues from there. Yeah, I should have brought it back, but didn't get the chance to because of power cuts. I got power cuts, no power on Thursday evening, no power Friday evening, and then Saturday morning, no power. So I'm in a tight spot now. They've only just started bringing back the power cut schedule, so it's really cut me back. Really does. So apologize, but Universe Mode after that SummerSlam review. So looking forward to it. I hope you enjoyed this review of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Hope you guys enjoyed it. For those of you who were there, please let me know on Twitter at Allen Cedos, ALlenCEEDOS. You can reach me there. Let me know what you experienced, what you liked about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and those who were there at SummerSlam. I hope to hear from you as well. So thank you guys. We'll see you in the SummerSlam review, and I'll catch you for Universe Mode Monday Night Raw. Don't forget. So again, thank you guys. Check you there.